Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm watching you and Roscoe P collab right now. Dude, what did I do? I hold on. I'm distracted. Okay. I came on YouTube and I saw that they were live and I was like, oh no. I'm missing out on peak. Literally. Let me Hi. Hi. I started stream a little bit late today, a few minutes late because guess what I was doing? I was drawing Ashiki. Because I didn't do a Pocky Day. Is the music good? I think the music's good. Anyway, I was doing a Pocky Day. Okay, I didn't do a Pocky Day drawing, right? And I started to feel a bit bad because I said I was gonna do it, and I was like, I really want to do it, and I brought it up. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I could have not done it because I was like really tired. I am so kind of tired. I was fighting my demon like a few minutes ago. I was so sleepy. I almost fell asleep. I put on like 5 alarms. But like I'm up now. I'm awake now. There's like a bright light flashing in my face. So like I'm awake now. Um but yeah. I was drawing Ashiki, but it's like a one shot. It's not a drawing, it's a one shot. And it's like a Pocky Day. It's like 3 panels. It's 1 page. It's not all that. It's not the typical 2 pages I usually do. It's just 1 page. But this should suffice. It's the day after Pocky Day. It's the 12th of November. It isn't Pocky Day anymore. This doesn't make any sense. But I'm still gonna post it because shit, I can do whatever I want. Hashtag live laugh love. Hashtag I can do whatever I want is my account. I think it's pretty cute. I can't show you because I don't know how I'd send it over. Maybe I can send it on Discord and I can show you, but nah, you'll see it after. I'll post it after. I promise. I promise. As soon as I'm done streaming, if I don't fall asleep, I will send it. Okay, I promise. I'll send it. Not send it. Post it. Bah, I'll post it. But yeah, I have it just like open on my iPad and I'm looking at it. I like to see if there's any mistakes, and I think it's pretty cute. It's 4 drawings, and one is a chibi. So yeah, I'll post that after. Um, ugh, I love the dynamic so much. The dynamic is so fun and like so silly and so amazing. It's like not typical either, because like you have to work around like Ash. Do I say that? I'm not gonna say that. I would not say that. But it's fun, because you like it's not a typical relationship. Is what whatever. I'm not talking about them anymore. The Ashiki glaze is crazy. I'm not talking about them anymore. Whatever. Apocalypse. The apocalypse. Say you hold on. Let me go over to. Wait, I forgot my water. Give me 2 seconds. I need to go get water because I'm gonna be talking a lot, like consistently. So I'm gonna get water. Hold on. I'm back. I'm back. I have no idea if my mic muted. I don't think it did because the light was right here. The first sip of the stream. Mm. Okay. Okay. Let's go over to the screen. Hold on. Let's not dox myself. Uh, yes. Okay. Okay. Let me. Okay. I want to. I find it so funny that I can't listen to music when I'm talking. I physically can't. Let me fix myself real quick. Wait, you guys are in a weird position. Um, I can put you guys next to me. Like right there. Maybe? You don't need to see all that. You don't need to see all that. Okay. This is a really weird position for you guys though. It's fine. It's fine. I want you guys to see like this as well. You don't need to see all this. This is fine. This is fine. Okay. Let me talk about the origins. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Okay, this is before Ravenous. This is when Avalum was only Avalum. I think this was even before they sent out applications for Ravenous. Okay, this was really early on. All right. I decided that I wanted to make an apocalypse AU. But originally it was a yin yang fic. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember. Okay, if you don't remember, don't go looking for it because it's really shitty and it's really bad. But I did like a few posts about it. It was a comic at one point that's really bad, but it gets the point across where Lucy kills Cass because she's infected. I think I did like two other drawings of like Cass having the infection marks on him. And I think I did one of like angsty, not angsty, it was just like Cass being all sad and Lucy being like, why are you so sad? Whatever. That's when I started to make it. And I was having the time of my life. But here's the thing, it's no longer just a yin yang fic. Okay. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell by the title of the stream, but it is now a Ravalavallum fic. Okay, I wasn't planning to do this, okay, because as I said, it was originally just supposed to be a yin yang scented fic, so it would just be Avalon. But then Ravenous came out, but I didn't know how to add Ravenous at that point in time. Okay, so it was still just a Avalon yin yang fic until they hit the towers with Gen 3. Okay, when Gen 3 came out and Ash, the goat, the writer, decided, hey, you know what? Let me feed you guys. Okay, and she said, oh, something along the lines of an AU where she's like the god and he's like controlling the zombies. And I took that and I ran with it. I ate that up. Okay, and when he said that, I automatically knew how to add in Lamentus. So now I added in Lamentus. So now I have to add in Ravenous. Okay, because then that would just be unfair. Like imagine it's just like the first and third generation. That would just be unfair. But I didn't know how to add Ravenous because I swear to God, all of them are just creatures. I don't know how to add in creatures into like an apocalypse story. Until the other day. Let me take a sip of water before I talk about this. Let me take a sip of water. Until the other day, where I got the bright idea to make them human, but not really. Okay, but to talk about them, I don't know if I can talk about them first because I think nothing would make sense. So let me go through what I have so far. I don't think I'm going to read it for you guys because I don't know if I'm going to post it. But at this point in time, I have 4.5 thousand words. It's not a lot. It's the same amount as my Sunwish. Is it Sunwish? Sunfire? I don't know. It's my Sunfire fic. So it's not a lot, but I have been progressively working on this for like a year now. It's crazy. No, it's gonna be about a year. I'm gonna say about a year. Let me go through this and we can talk about it while it goes. Okay, actually hold on. Let me tell you how the whole like virus like infection thing started, because I think I want to get that out of the way, because I'm not gonna forget, because it's a big part of Roscoe's character, Roscoe and Malam's character. But I'm just gonna talk about it now. Um, I took a page out of what Ash said, and I made it so that the two gods of this world, this AU that we're in, is Ash and Shiki. Okay, um, Ash and Shiki are the gods of this world. Ash controls, like, he's like controlling the daytime, whatever, because I don't know, he just has really nice shiny blonde hair, and I was like, he looks like the sun, okay, type shit. Okay, so he controls the sun, or what, not the sun, just like the daytime, right? And then Shiki is like nighttime, because he's purple, you know what I mean? Hear me out. They had this big quarrel over who the people like more, or who the people worship more. Okay, that's the whole conflict of this entire story. This story happens because they could not come together and be like, we both are great gods. Okay, they have to be like, no, I'm the better one, no, I'm the better one, no, I'm the better one. Okay, so what they did was they set the world on, like, they raptured the world basically with like this infection. They didn't want everyone dead. Okay, so what they did is that each of them individually picked a few people. Not a few, it'll be like a lot of people, but like, it compared to how much people are gonna die in this, they picked a few people that are basically immune to the infection, or like the virus or whatever, right? The way you get infected, they like put these two plants onto the earth, right? And when they come together, they like, the pollen like does a thing. I don't know much about flowers. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just yapping. But they come together and the flowers do this thingy, and when you inhale the pollen, you get infected. Basically, that's what it is, right? But they picked a few people, okay, not to spoil anything, okay, but they pick a few people that are basically immune to it. So when they inhale the pollen, it kind of just comes out their body like really quickly. I'll talk about that more when I'm talking about Roscoe, because I feel like I'm going to talk about it now, and then when I go to Roscoe, I'm not going to have anything to say. So that's like a big part of Roscoe's character, because Roscoe is infected, but he can't spread it to anyone, because it's dormant in his body, because he can't get infected. Technically, he is infected. He's marked as being infected, but he's whatever the hell. Okay, I'll get to that later. But that's how the whole thing started. The whole thing started because Ash and Shiki had an argument, basically. Coming down to the end times, I think I want to make it so that there was like a bunch of storms and shit, because at the time they were like arguing, obviously it would affect the world, because it's like they're the gods, right? So it's going to affect the world. So like a bunch of like storms are happening, like earthquakes are happening, natural disasters, shit is just getting bad. And then this happens out of nowhere. So, well, not out of nowhere, it was coming, but shit happens. So what they want to do is that at the end times, when everybody is dead and the chosen people are alive, they're going to pick those people, Ash and Shiki. They're going to not separate them, they're going to put them together, all the people that were chosen from each of them. They're going to put them all together, and then they're going to ask the question to each of them individually, so they can't see like who else, where everyone else is going. They're going to pick individually. They're going to say, hey, who would you worship? Ash Cariel, or Shiki Katagami? Okay, and at the end of the choosings, whatever the hell you want to call it, at the end, whoever has the most, their group survives, and then the loser, their group dies with the rest of humanity. And then this group of people get to prosper and repopulate the earth, I guess. Okay, I haven't fleshed that out enough, I don't think. But that's where I'm right now with that. That's what I came up with like today and yesterday. So that's what I have for Ash and Shiki. That's the basic plot of why everything happens. All right. So if you ever had the question, why did the apocalypse happen? It's because Ash and Shiki were being pissy. Okay. That's the whole thing. Okay. Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about the prologue. The prologue isn't much. It isn't much. It's just talking about the apocalypse, like zombies and shit. And oh my god, it wasn't zombies. There's no zombies. People just drop dead. Oh my god. Basically, okay. Let me tell you. The way this is formatted, I think it's formatted really shitty, and I might have to rewrite it if I do want to post it. But there's like different point of views. So far I only have Cass and Lucy's point of view. There's like one where it's like a narrator telling the story, and that's for like the beginning of chapter 1. The beginning of chapter 1 is a narrator telling the story, because wait, I can make one of them, because Cass isn't in this scene, and then he comes into the scene and it changes to his point of view. So maybe I can make one of them, but then I'll have to change the writing style, I think. Yeah, because I refer to everyone by their name, so I might have to change a few things. But this is like just like pretend this is like just like a narrator, but like other than that, everything else is like a journal entry from everybody. So the prologue is Cass's journal entry. I think I don't know how to write properly. That's my issue. I can write, but I can't write at the same time. It depends on the day, it depends on the mood, it depends on the hour, the time of the day. Okay. But I don't know how it works, because every chapter is like them talking as what happened that day or that week, basically. I don't know if I messed up the 10th, but it's like a bunch of pages in one book. Like you just grab stuff from everybody's journal and put it in one book. So it's like they might say, oh, yesterday this happened, and then the next thing they might say, yesterday this happened, but it's actually the day after. I don't know how to write stuff like that. I hope I did it somewhat okay, because I'm not trying to rewrite this. I'm so sorry. I'm not lazy, but I'm not going to rewrite all this. I am lazy. Am I lazy? I don't know. But yeah, this is Cass's point of view. Cass, oh, there's a bug. Get away. Yes. Cass's point of view, basically talking about, hypothetically, if I wasn't a zombie apocalypse 3 years ago, I would have said I would have like conquered the world with Lucy, basically. Back then it was just a concept, a hypothetical that everyone asked their best friend at the ash crack of dawn during a sleepover. A lot of the time, you don't factor in that tragedies change people, whether it's unintentional or not. I mean, who would? You also don't think that maybe, just maybe, the thing trying to take over your body isn't man-made, some sort of biological engineering gone wrong, but the thing you least expected. Nothing like in the movies, no mad scientists, no experiments. Well, that's what we get since everything happened so abruptly. We've had a lot of time to think about it, but when you're willingly ignorant, you don't have to worry about the unknown. Basically, they're not trying to figure out why this apocalypse started. They're not some kind of scientist where they're like, yeah, we're gonna figure out why this is happening. If anything, that's the rest of Lamentus. The rest of Lamentus are the ones that would be like, yeah, we gotta figure out why this is happening. The rest of Lamentus being Kay, Leron, and Elias, right? They are regular humans. They're gonna come in after. I think the issue right now is wondering how I'm gonna write this story and make it make sense, because the way you get infected that I was like going off of, which again I'll explain that when I'm talking about Roscoe, but the way you get infected, it kind of messes up the plot, because with how it works, if Cass got infected everyone in the house will get infected. So I don't want it to be like a situation where it's, oh, Cass is the exception where he can't spread the, that doesn't make any sense. I want it to be not continuous, is that's not the word. I want it to be, I don't know the word that I'm looking for. Native English speaker, by the way. English is my first and only language, by the way. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want Cass to be the only exception because that just makes it dumb. Okay. I might have to tweak the way infections work a little bit. Just a little bit. But yeah, no. What was I talking about? Yes, Lamentus, if anything, the last three members of Lamentus would be the ones that are like, we gotta figure out what's going on, Chief. Chief, we gotta figure out what's going on. Right? Lamentus is really easy to add into the story. I don't have their stories down yet, but they're really easy to add in as characters. Because they just have like occupations that would really work in an apocalypse. Elias is a scientist. He can be a doctor. He can just be the doctor. Hi, Mimi. Hi. Elias can just be a doctor. Okay, that just works. Kay is a policeman. Okay, that works. Leron is like a forager / burglar / robber. Okay, it's so easy. It's so easy to add Lamentus into it. But yeah. That I don't know what I was talking about, but that's what I mean. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was talking about. What the hell? That's weird. Anyways, what was I saying? I was talking about Lamentus. Lamentus is really easy to add. Why did I bring that up? Wait, am I dumb? Am I stupid? I don't remember. Lamentus. Why did I bring up Lamentus? You know what? I don't care. It's fine. So that's the prologue done and done. Yeah, I'm done yapping about the prologue. Why did I bring up Lamentus? I know it had a reason why I did that, and I don't remember. Give me like 5 seconds to think about this. Lamentus. Easy to add. Lamentus. The last two members of Lamentus. You know what? It doesn't matter. Chapter 1, draw 2 cards. I think the chapter names are really funny because it goes from draw 2 cards, let sleeping dogs lie for a moment, and then egg. All of these names apply to the chapter, but it's really funny that one is just named egg and it makes sense. Anyways, in chapter 1, again, I'm not reading the entire thing for you. I might read like little pieces for context. But basically, this first chapter, it's just like, it's not, I think it's an exposition. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Basically what they're doing is they're just having a fun time. You know, they're playing cards, they're playing Uno, which is the worst game to play because I swear to God, nobody has like correct rules for Uno, right? So at this point in time, I almost said Malin. Gail and Roscoe are kind of bickering right now because you can't just use a reverse after getting +6, you're cheating. Gail thinks that Roscoe is cheating because he used a reverse card on top of like 5+ cards, okay? And Roscoe is being like, oh, but that's how my family played it. All right. Dog, I'm too tired to stay. Anyways, have fun writing. Yes. I don't think I'm gonna write. I'm just gonna yap, to be honest. But yes, go rest. Go rest. What was I saying? I was saying something. Yes. Gail and Roscoe bickering. Gail thinks Roscoe's cheating. Yes, I said that already. Roscoe is like, that's how my family played it. And Gail was like, no one cares what your family said. Nah, 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 nah. No, that's like way after. Xander pulls like a move where he pulls out his phone and it's still working after 3 years, and he pulls up like a list of officials of like Uno's official rules, and I thought that was really fun. I thought it was really funny to think that Xander downloads like game rules. I feel like he's the type of guy to do that. I feel like Xander is the type of guy to just like have like a bunch of like game rules downloaded onto his phone. So like he doesn't use his phone. It's like after 3 years, that thing is still working. He's just that type of guy. His phone is just working after 3 years into an apocalypse. And he just pulls up the rules and he's like, yeah, look at that. And Lucy starts laughing and he's like, what the hell? What do you mean? What do you mean you download game rules? Why is your phone still working? What the hell? And yeah. Gail kind of installs Roscoe's family. Spoiler, his family's dead. Most of their family is dead, I would assume. But Roscoe's family dying is more integral. Integral? I don't know. It's more important to his character and his plot than the rest of them. I actually wrote a story for his parents. Somewhat. Maybe a little bit. Anyway. Roscoe says take that back. Gail says I'll take it back when you're not infected. So he basically just not outed, he just said, oh, you're infected, where, cry, baby, where, you know. And Roscoe didn't like that, so he walked out because he's like, why are you being a meanie? He didn't like that, right? He doesn't like when people bring up when he's infected. Again, it is a part of his plot. I think I should talk about that. I think I should talk about Roscoe now because I'm just being like, oh, it's part of his story. I'm not going to tell you until later on in the stream. No, let me tell you. Let me drink some water. Roscoe's story. What was I talking about before? I think I brought that up for something. Hold on. Let me actually write that down so I don't forget to talk about it. Actually, no, I don't care. It's fine. I'll flow into it. It's fine. No, but then I have to talk about Ravenous. That's gonna be a slope I do not want to go down right now. Actually, it's fine. I'm gonna have to talk about Malum. I'm gonna have to talk about the entire infection too. This is horrible. I can't talk about my stories because like I don't know what to talk about now. Do I continue or do I talk about Roscoe? Because Roscoe's story is like a bag. Yeah, I guess because it did in like chapter 1. I bring up his family because he has like a thing. Yeah, the mention of his family angered Roscoe beyond reason, and his infection directly impacted his family, even though he is the one who infected them, but he doesn't think he's the one who infected them, basically. Anyway, I'll talk about Roscoe. It's fine. Roscoe in this AU, I feel like in all of my AUs started off as human. I have a thing for drawing Roscoe as a human. I don't know what it is. For some reason, every single AU that I have, almost all of them, he is human in some way. Dead Love, the game, he's a human. In Moonlit Forever, he's a human who turns into a zombie after being like alive over and over and over, like looping over and over and over. That other one that I did of like Fight or Flight, I did it based off Fight or Flight by Conan Gray. He is a human who comes back as a zombie. It's a trend that I'm realizing, and maybe I should stop doing that. But he was a human before all this happened. He was living with his parents, his mom and dad, whatever. I didn't make him to have any siblings because that would make me have to write so much more death, and I'm not about to do that. I'm so sorry. But he's living with his mom and dad, and Malum, oh, this is where Ravenous comes in, okay? Malum doesn't have anywhere to stay, and they're friends, and the apocalypse basically just started. So Malum comes to live with them. They're besties, they're whatever. At this point in time, nobody really knows how you get infected. They just know, they don't know there's a flower, they don't know there's pollen, they don't know it's scent. All they know is the symptoms you get once you get infected, right? Um, and I think I might want to change that. And the reason why I might want to change that is because it would not make sense with what happens after. Because if let me just say it, and then I can always come back and talk about it after, because I feel like it'll get really confusing. Originally, what I wrote, I did not write this down. This is all in my head. Originally, what I wrote is that they don't know they don't know how you get infected. This is really early on. They don't know how you get infected. They just know the symptoms is like itchy throat, itchy skin, itchy eyes, itchy everything. Okay, you're like itching beyond comprehension. All right. So one day, little old Malim is going out to like get stuff for the household, right? He goes out by himself, whatever, it's fine. He comes back, he's itching, he's scratching, whatever. Okay? Literally that day on the news, they were like, hey, if you're itching and scratching, you're probably infected. No, actually, maybe I'll change that. Hold on, I'll change that. And that might actually make more sense like this. Maybe instead of knowing the symptoms, they know that would make any. I don't think they know early on that, like, oh, if you see a body and you like go in contact with it and you like inhale the pollen around it, you're gonna get infected. I don't think they know that yet, but I feel like they would though. I just feel like they kind of would. This is my AU. I can do whatever the hell I want. Okay, if we do it like that, the story goes they don't know how you get infected yet, but they do know if you go in like close contact with a body that has been infected, you're going to get infected. They learn that on the news while Malim is out. Malim comes back after like 2-3 days of like getting supplies. He starts talking about, oh yeah, I saw like a few bodies outside. Like it was crazy. Like I tried to help them, but it was like really weird, you know? And Roscoe's mom and dad was like, yo, what the hell, bro? You're gonna get everyone infected. You're gonna infect all of us, bro. You're infected. And in Malim's head, he isn't infected. He's like, I'm just a regular dude. I'm just a silly guy. I'm not infected. What are you talking about? Because like at this point, he doesn't know that like you can't go into close contact with like a body with like a gas mask or something, right? So they like beat him across the head. I know, crazy jump. I know, crazy. I just want to get that out of the way. They try to kill this guy. They try to kill Malum. And Roscoe's just like, hey, calm down. Okay, I'll kill him. I'll drag him outside. I'll kill him. At this point, Malum is like concussed. All right, this is like the canon story that I'm not going to change. Maybe I'll have to change maybe the beginning of how he gets infected and the aftermath. But this is not going to change. Malim has a concussion right now. He's knocked out. All right. So Roscoe decides, okay, I'll kill him. He drags him outside, but he doesn't kill him. He carries him to like this abandoned house a little while down, like a few blocks down. And he puts him in like a bed and he's like, dude, what the hell? He cannot, not Malim, Roscoe cannot leave this guy. He cannot leave Malim here to die. All right. So for the next few days, he takes care of Malim in the house. Malim is not dead, but he's not like conscious, right? And the reason why is because he's infected and his body is trying to repair itself. Okay, I forgot to say, Malim is one of the chosen ones, okay? Ash chose Malim to be one of the chosen people to not die. So at this point, his body, he's not dead. His body's just trying to like fight the like concussion he got. So it's gonna take a little while for him to like repair. And Ash, every once in a while, he does a little sprinkle. He's like, Kavara, Kavara, you're gonna be okay, buddy. You're gonna be okay. Ouch. I hit my hand. The reason I did Ash being the one to pick Malin is because of the fire. I thought that was like really ironic and funny. Yeah. I'm gonna need a round of applause in the chat for connecting those dots. But yeah, no. I feel like I have to change something. I have to change something because at least with the way you get infected, let me talk about how the different people get infected. All right, there's two different ways you can get infected. It's if you're gonna die and you're a normal person, or if you're one of the chosen people. If you're just gonna die regular smuggler, you get infected, the pollen is in your system, you're gonna die in like a week. Okay, you have a week to live, you're gonna die. All right, you start itching, you get like the flower pattern all over your body, and you die in a week. Okay, it's not easy to spread it if you're just a regular person, because when you inhale the pollen thingy, it like works, it like connects with your red blood cells and shit, you know what I mean, like chemistry, biology type shit, and you die. And for you to spread it to someone else, there has to be like excess pollen in your system, which for a lot of people doesn't happen. They just get a little whiff and it's like whoosh, right? Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, that could ruin this entire thing. Wait, what I just said could ruin this entire thing. Because what happens in chapter 2, Cass gets infected, right? Oh my god. Cass gets infected, but he's like infected in a way that's like he gets a lot of pollen in the system. He is going to infect the whole house. That's not nice. That's not. You know what? It's fine. Normal infected people, it's really hard to spread the infection. The way they spread it is when you die and like rigor mortis get thing, and then like the pollen just like expels from your body, right? It stays in your body while you're alive, and then when you die, it like leaves basically. So that's how people get infected. However, if you're one of the chosen people and you get infected, the pollen has to go somewhere. Okay, it's in your body, but after like 24 hours, that shit doesn't want to stay in you. It starts like leaving you, and like within that 24-hour period of it leaving, you could infect so many people. And that's what happened with Malim. So let me explain. Malim at this point, Roscoe doesn't think he's infected. Or maybe he does think he's infected. I don't know. Okay? In Roscoe's head, all he knows is that when Malim dies, or if he dies, he gotta leave. Because then he'll get infected. He doesn't know that Malim is one of the chosen people. So when he gets infected, like the next day, when Roscoe goes to check on him again after he gets like concussed, that 24 hours, that 24-hour period, Roscoe went to Malim, he got infected because like the pollen is like expelling from his body basically. Roscoe gets infected. Roscoe is also one of the chosen people, so he doesn't have any symptoms. So he goes back home, and the next day of him getting infected, he infects his entire family, his mom and dad. After a week, his mom and dad die, obviously, because they're infected and they're not one of the chosen people. And Roscoe blames that on Malim because he doesn't know he's infected. I think I'm gonna do it in a way that in chapter one, Roscoe has like an itch. He has like an itch problem. So maybe like after a while, the like markings start to itch, and not like it's an itchy infection. What can I say? That sounds so disgusting. That sounds so disgusting. But like, the infection makes you itchy. What can I say? Makes you a bit itchy. Okay. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, his whole family's dead basically. Roscoe blames that on Malin because Malin is the one who got infected, and he's like, "Oh, you killed my family," even though Roscoe's the one who killed him. If Roscoe had just let Malin die, he probably wouldn't have gotten infected. Whatever. His family was gonna die anyway. Okay, that was the plan of the gods. All right. So what they just got out early. Okay. What was I saying? I was saying something. I remember what I was saying. I just say that for fun now, I guess. Like I knew what I was saying just now, but like I was like, to fill in space. What was I saying? Where was I going is what I meant to say. Where was I going with that? I was going to yes. The way Roscoe and Malin separate is because remember, Shiki and Ash are gods, right? They can whisper in your ear. They can be like, "Hey, hey, you should." Maybe I shouldn't say that. Actually, that was gonna get suicidal real quick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, no. When Roscoe, after his parents die, he kind of just stays in the abandoned house with Malin for like a really long time, maybe like a few days. And like he's run out of supplies at his home and at the abandoned house, so he has to go and get supplies. When he leaves, Vicky decides he doesn't want to see Ash happy because Ash picked Malin. And I think I can do it in a way that Chicky picked Roscoe, and then because Malin and Roscoe got really close, Vicky is like, you know what? I'm gonna ruin this. And he when Roscoe leaves Malin, because he's not gonna wake up. He hasn't woken up in 2 weeks. He's not gonna wake up the one day that I decide to leave. Chicky wakes up Malin from his coma, and he whispers in his ear, and he like makes Malin think that only a day has passed, right? Malin's only recollection was him getting beat across the head with like a pan or something and like passing out. So he thinks that he just crawled into this house for like refuge. So all that he knows is that Roscoe's family turned on him, and this is like a day after. Okay, he doesn't know like 2 weeks passed, so he like runs away as far away as possible, and that's when he meets the rest of Ravenous. What I did with Ravenous, you may ask, I made Ravenous this like group of people who all like the chosen people. They like come together. They know they're infected because they have like the markings on them, but they aren't dead and they aren't dying. So they came together to make this group, and I'm calling it Ravenous because I can and I'm unoriginal. This group of people is called Ravenous, right? But like the obvious groups of Ravenous, you know, Altus, Nayu, Ryza, Nyx, and Malin, who will not be joining, are like the main people who like make sure everything goes good, make sure like the people coming in are actually like the chosen one. So they're basically like a church right now. They believe there's only one God, and he's like protecting them from whatever's going on. Yeah, that's the Ravenous side plot. I want to do like a offshoot paragraph where it just like jumps over to Ravenous and their life. I think it'd be really fun because they're like a survivalist group basically. There's like a little guy, and I want to do. Oh my god, I want to write religion so bad. I want to write them like praying to like the what they don't know it's like two gods. They only think it's one. I might give the god a name. They gave a god a name. I think it'd be really fun to write a religion. I don't know. I don't know. It could just be me. It could just be me. I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing that. I don't know if I'm posting this. This is just like self-indulge stuff. I write this like every once in a while. I go into like the little app and I'm like I type in a few little words and I leave. That's what this is to me. I don't know if I can ever do art of it because then I'll have to post it. If I do art, then you need context. I'll just be like, watch this stream. I don't care. I'm not explaining this to you. Anyways, yes, I really want to write the religion. So that's Ravenous. Back to Avalum. Avalum is the backbone of this AU. The first group you get to know. Let me tell you the dynamics, right? Because Cass dropped the bomb that he was in the military, I decided that he is going to be their designated first aid and helper, right? Cass doesn't know as much, like he isn't a doctor like Elias would be, but he does know a little bit of first aid. So like every time if they get like a scratch or a bruise, they go to Cass and they're like, Cass, help me. Cass is also in charge of making the gas mask because at this point of the story, it's been 3 years. They know what like gets you infected. From Roscoe being around, Roscoe kind of told them as well, because they were a bit ignorant and they didn't know much. And they kind of didn't believe it until Roscoe came along. Let me tell you how Roscoe, because I told you how Malum, I didn't tell you how Malum met Ravenous, but I'll write that. He ran away and he met Ravenous, basically. How Roscoe met Avalum was when he came back, he was like, oh, Malum's gone. What the heck? Maybe he ran away. What the hell? I'll never see him again. Wah, cry. He's depressed or whatever. Lucy finds him somehow. I have to write that. I don't know how I'll write it. I don't know if I'll even bring that up. I did bring it up somewhere. Class brings up that let me see. Yes. It wasn't uncommon for Lucy to smooth things over with him whenever the pot boiled over. I assumed because he felt responsible for him. He was the one who found and brought Roscoe back to the house after all. Roscoe was really depressed, okay? His whole family died. His best friend is gone. He's depressed. He's just like roaming the streets because like he can't get infected, okay? At this point, wait, does he know? Yeah, I think he would know at this point because he has like all like the markings on him at this point, right? I don't know when the markings will start showing up. That might be an issue. Because if Cass is gonna die in a week, I might do the. Oh, did I say that Cass? Yeah, I said Cass is gonna get infected. The regular people they die in like a week, so maybe they get their markings earlier on. Because I wanted to have like a whole thing where Cass starts wearing like long sleeve shirts and stuff, and they're like making jokes about it. And they don't know it's because he was hiding his markings. And only after they realize, and Lucy's like, what the hell, bro? That's so sad or whatever. What was I saying? Yeah, no, Lucy finds Roscoe. He brings him back, which is a really dumb choice, I think, because they didn't know at this point. No, maybe I can write it in a way that's like Roscoe tells them he has been infected Roscoe tells Lucy he's been infected for so long and he hasn't spread it to anyone. maybe he hid it for a while. I don't know how this works. I don't know how this would work. Maybe he hid it, and then like after like an hour of talking, he's like, hey, so like I'm infected, but like I don't spread it or whatever. And I guess Lucy believed him. I don't know, man. Lucy has a soft heart in this AU, I guess. And Lucy brings him back home to the Avalum house, and they quarantine Roscoe for like a month before they like start like loosening they start loosening up around him, right? And they let him like out and stuff because they like fully believed when Roscoe came in that he was going to infect everyone, which I would believe too. Shit, I would believe that, but what do I know? It's not like I wrote this. Ah. Chapter 1 going on. It's just like them telling Gail off for like bringing up that Roscoe was infected. I don't want them to be perfect. I want them to be kind of mean. Just like to go back to the prologue being like tragedies change people. It's like they might be best bros and stuff, but like after a while you kind of start hating people. You kind of start becoming evil. I think I want to read this. I mean, do I give context? I think I can read this alone and it would make sense. I mean, what Gail said was by all means true, Roscoe being infected and all. But he never displayed any symptoms other than that sickly pattern that infected his skin. That infested his skin. His entire body, really. I inspected it a few times, but I couldn't put a finger on what they looked like. They were dark gray and at some points almost messily came together to make a floral pattern, but I never gave that idea much thought. The few times they looked vaguely like flowers were probably a natural coincidence. Either way, they didn't seem to be bruises or bothered him more than the occasional itching, so he didn't worry about it. I'm not a doctor, but I do know a thing or two about first aid from my time at the military. He's a pretty spicy guy, but I never blamed him for being the way he was, with the state he's in, nonetheless. Neither in nor out the circle. I am forever grateful we met him like this, however deranged that sounds. Through him, we could thoroughly examine the markings up close without inhaling any of the toxins expelled by the body after it's fully infected, which will result in getting infected ourselves, all based on Roscoe's recollection and hearsay. We're still not 100% sure why Roscoe never fully got infected, but we assumed he's just built different. Yeah. So that has talking about Roscoe. I think that says as much as it needs to say. I think also in this we learn about Xander. We learn about Xander and his tendencies to want to like leave the house. I think I said this at one point, but I love this AU because Xander is just like an outsideaholic. Okay, instead of him being a streamaholic, I made him want to leave the house so much and just like go out on an adventure and like bring back stuff to the house. Just like doing a bunch of shit basically that isn't in the house. But right now, Zani is on house arrest. Whoa, why is he on house arrest? He's on house arrest right now because at this point in the story, I think a little bit before this story happened, not before the story happened, before what is in this, Zani came back after like a trip and he's like, hey, so like there's a lot of bodies around, right? Which is weird because where they are at this point, it's like a house, and then it's like, you know those cottagecore houses where it's like a house in like a big like forest and there's like not much around. There's like a cute little gate and shit and like a little garden, and there's like not much. There's like not a village or anything. You have to walk a while out, like through a forest and a path and shit to like get to a village. Um, and Zani said he was like finding like bodies and stuff like really close by, and they decided he needs to go on house arrest because you're gonna get infected, Burdog. Um, also, um, Cass, did I say Cass was in charge of making the gas mask and stuff? Yeah, he's in charge of making the gas mask. And right now he is not right now. At this point, he is repairing Zani's not repairing, enhancing his gas mask, so that he can eventually go back out. He's making it stronger since like there's more bodies around, and he has to like pass them to go out now. So he's making it stronger. Yeah, I think I want to read that a little bit of like Zani trying to bribe Cass to work faster, because Cass is like, he's working slow on purpose because he low-key doesn't want Xander to go out. What is this? Oh yes, Lucy's birthday is critical in this, by the way. Why did I slow blink? What the hell? Lucy's birthday is critical in this because Lucy's birthday and just Lucy in general is just the reason Cass dies, which I think is not funny, but it is insane because Lucy doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything. Just the fact that they are friends is what kills Cass. Cass trying to be nice is what kills him, which is crazy. Why was music not playing the entire time? Oh my god, I might crash out. Whatever. Wait, what the hell? Whatever. Wait, no, I don't want to show this yet. I'll show this. I'll show that after. Yes. Lucy, by being alive, kills Cass, which I find quite funny. Is that playing correctly? Okay, yeah. Yeah, so Lucy's birthday is like a big thing. It happens in a week. And what Cass decides to do, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I swear you would not believe I wrote this. Cass decides, hey, he like went out. This is like before the bodies were found, right? He went out and he found this cute little shed. All right, it's not too far and it's not too close, and it's like a broken down shed, and inside there were little flowers. And they were black and white. And he was like, oh, this reminds me of us before everything happened. So he decides he's gonna be a little gardener. He's gonna grow these flowers for Lucy's birthday. And chapter 2 is basically the flowers blooming and his ass getting infected. His ass getting gassed out in the shed. He basically gets gassed in the shed and he gets infected, which would make him infect everyone else in the house, which I think would be really funny to write, because what happens is that I think it'll be really funny if Cass infects everyone, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna make it so that the people who are normal can't like spread the disease until they're dead. I'm gonna make it like that, because if I do it in the way that I wanted to do it, he infects everyone in the house, everyone dies. Roscoe goes through the exact same thing that happened 3 years ago, where the entire family and best friend is dead from the disease, and he is forced to stay alive. I don't know. I'm not gonna do that to Roscoe, okay? It would be really funny to write, but I'm not gonna do that to Roscoe. I completely forgot what I was going with at that point. Yes. This is basically Cass talking about growing the flowers. Yeah. Oh, I hope they bloom in time, blah blah blah. Xander telling him to lock in. Because all this, by the way, Xander is trying to talk to him and he is just thinking so hard. He's this entire like thing. I think it's so funny because while he's thinking about all this, Xander is talking to him. So yeah, he isn't listening. Da da da. It's like it's a funny interaction between Cass, Gale, and Xander. I don't see them interact as like a trio a lot. Is that a thing? Is Cass lose not Cass Cass, Xander, and Gale a thing? I feel like it definitely should be because I had a really fun time writing this scene. Because mind you, Roscoe walked out because of what Gale said. And Lucy went after him because like I don't know, he doesn't want Roscoe going on by himself. Yeah, I think that trio would be really fun. Just them being silly basically. Basically at this point they would the silly situation was Cass talking about wanting to not Cass. Was Cass the one who brought it up? A cake in this economy. Yes, I was thinking I don't really know. Maybe we should make. Oh yes, Cass brings up making a cake because he hasn't told the others that he's growing a flower garden. All right, he doesn't want to ruin the surprise. Yes, Cass brings up making a cake, but they don't have enough ingredients because the chickens are sick. Chickens are very sick. Oh, I forgot to tell you what. Like, oh, that's why I brought up Cass being in the military because I wanted to talk about their roles in the house. Xander is the forager. He goes out and he collects stuff. Gale takes care of the yard and like the chickens and stuff. Lucy takes care. I heard a noise. That was really close. I didn't like it. Anyway, Lucy takes care of like the chores inside. Mostly Cass, he's working on the masks right now. And then Roscoe kind of just helps around with everyone. I didn't know where to put him because he's like the outsider. He's not the outsider anymore. He's a part of the group now. But I decided that, you know, he just helps around with everyone. Mostly Lucy though, because housework is a lot of work. But they help each other. But that's what they mostly do. My back hurts. You would not believe that I was about to fall asleep before stream. It's crazy. I'm yapping like crazy. Yes, that was why I brought up that. Yes. Okay. Yes. Cass brings up making a cake because again he hasn't told them what he's doing. So he's like, oh, we should make a cake, but they don't have the ingredients because they're like running low on stuff. Because Xander hasn't been able to go out for a while. And the chickens are sick. So shit's happening. I want to believe that like Shiki made the chicken sick. I think that would be really funny, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Shiki, he's a villain, but he's not a monster. Okay. He did one evil thing. I don't want to make him like the bad guy. All right. I don't want to make him the bad guy and Ash the good guy because that's the last thing I'm trying to do. Maybe Ash made the chicken sick. I don't know. Actually, yeah, Ash making the chicken sick would make a lot of sense because Roscoe is Shiki's kid. Or I'm saying kid as in Shiki picked Roscoe to be one of his chosen ones. Did I say that? Yeah, basically. I'm gonna eat I'm getting EP. Your AU sounds so good. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Well, thank you, by the way. I forgot what I was saying. Remember. I can't remember. Yes, I think yes. Roscoe is Shiki's kid. He was chosen by Shiki, so I think Ash making the chicken stick would make a lot of sense and it'd be really funny. Anyways, Cass brings up making a cake. This is like the third time I'm saying that. And Xander takes that opportunity to be like, hey, maybe I can go out. Maybe I can go out now. Then it's like, tell me what you need and I'll go out. And he's like, no, you can't go out. And he's like, come on. And I'm gonna read that to you. Xander's entire demeanor lit up and his gaze slid between Gale and me. I can go looking for ingredients if you want. I need some stuff anyway. Stuff? Like what? Maybe I have some. Xander groaned and dismissed my question. You definitely don't have it. Just give me a list of ingredients and I'll get it tomorrow. I'm sure Lucy would really like an actual cake for his birthday, and who knows, I might find a gift on the way back. I had been listening to this version of Xander all week. The you don't have what I'm looking for because I have no idea what I actually want version. The version that needs to acquire random gadgets and doohickeys around the village or he'll implode. I knew he'd be waiting for an excuse to go out for a while. No, I knew he'd been waiting for an excuse to go out for a while, and he finally got one. The thing is, he'd been seeing more bodies getting closer to camp. That could only mean that the virus's fumes are getting closer. Maybe a large group of people got infected nearby, wandered out here and died. Either way, we concluded that it's too dangerous for Xander to be going out, especially since I'm still repairing his gas mask and making it more durable after his report. Last week, we voted as a group on whether he should go out anymore, and the result was indefinite house arrest until further notice. That broke him. He even started collecting plants in the yard in the yard to get his fix like some addict. I would wander too far, I promise. He wrapped his hands around my wrist and pulled my hand to his warm cheek. For a second, I thought he was going to kiss it. It isn't beyond him to do that. He was trying to do his charm thing, trying to fluster me into agreeing. Hell, I even saw the sparkle in his eyes, but I'll be damned if I fall for this again. He's using the fact that Lucy isn't here to play me like a flute, but I won't have it. Last time he charmed me, he went on a 3-day adventure and came back like he fought a damn lion. I'm not even done with your mask, dude. I lightly punched his shoulder with my free hand and contemplated withholding the mask from him so he couldn't go. In response, he fit his mouth into my palm and spoke into it. I know you're almost done. I saw you earlier. You work fast, he whispered, his breath against my skin. I don't know why I wrote this like this. I don't know why I wrote it like this. That's so odd. Anyways, I would never forgive myself if something happened to him. It would all be my fault if he got hurt or even worse died because I gave him a mask and the green light. He only needs one yes he only needs one yes to burn down the village. That's not what I wrote. I'm reading stuff that's not on the page. What am I doing? Oh my god. Something is wrong with me. I'm reading and I'm not actually reading. What I'm doing right now is I'm reading what I think is there because I wrote it. And I'm reading it wrong. You would not believe that I wrote this. He only needs one yes to burn the whole village down. But when I saw the longing look in his eyes, I couldn't bring myself to lie. Can you give me 2 days? I eventually said. Well, fuck. I pulled my hand away from him and this isn't for the plot. This is just for me to be silly. Wait. This is just fluff right now. This is just them hugging and being like, yeah, I'll be fine. Don't do anything dumb, okay? You can't die. Gale leaned his head into Xander's shoulder, That was coming from the guy who walked straight into a body in broad daylight. He laughed and pulled Gail into a side hug. I'll be fine, I promise. Yeah, this is just fluff. Stop worrying about me. I'll be fine, he whispered to us. Aw. I was too busy thinking about the deal I just made with the devil to comment on Gail's worry, and Danny apparently saw that. He pulled me into a hug as well. The hug was warm and soothed my thoughts for all but the moment. I couldn't help but lean into it. His hugs were always the best. Oh my god, I can't take it, I can't take it, I can't take it, I can't take it. Anyway, yeah. Cass is gonna die a cold, sad death, by the way. Yeah, this chapter is basically Cass going to the shed and getting infected, basically. He gets like gassed up. I think it's so funny. Like he fully gets gassed up because he put like a tap in between the plants. Like in the shed, he put like a tap to separate the plants from like the other side, and when he pulled the tap, all the fume just hit him and he gets gassed out, and he's like, oh my god. He's not thinking straight either. This guy's in the military and he's just he was in the military and he's like still here. Let me read it. I usually take my gas mask off when I get here. I felt safe with the walls around me, like I was free to be with the flowers and take care of them without prying eyes. Alright, I came for the flowers. I carefully removed my mask and set it down on the grass next to the bench. Today the air in the shed felt a bit thicker than usual. I felt it filling my throat. It was the first time I felt like this, but I chalked it up to me being delirious. However, a sharp green smell hit me in the face when I pulled the tap, separating the flowers from me. It was pungent and way thicker than the air behind it. I almost fell over. What the hell? I bursted out too loudly, covering my nose with the collar of my shirt. My eyes watered relentlessly as I tried to rub them dry, but that made them run more. I couldn't see a damn thing clearly. After a few seconds of shock, my mind immediately went to the flowers. No, please be okay. The first thing he thinks, he just got hit with like a bomb in his face, and he's like, no, the flowers though. Was all I can think. I did not do all this for nothing. I stumbled back behind the tap and struggled to find my mask in the grass. Did somebody find the shed and gas it out? I eventually found it and immediately pulled the tap again to investigate what was going on. Even though my throat and skin were itching, I pushed forward and knelt in the flowers. I forced open one of my swollen eyes and saw, wait, they bloomed. My eyes lit up at the sight. From what I could see, which wasn't much, they were beautiful, but hold on, no, that can't be right, I must be wrong. What happened here is that he is like, oh, they look just like the flowers on Roscoe's skin. Oh my god. That's what happened. Chapter egg. This chapter is literally nothing. This is just a chapter showing Lucy and Cass's relationship. It's not all that. It's really not all that. It's named egg for a reason. It's not filler, but how do I explain it? It's integral. I don't know if that's the word. Integral. I don't know. I don't know English, apparently. This isn't important for the plot, but I do want to rewrite it in Cass's point of view. It is important to the plot. Actually, it is. Let me tell you why. It's because wait, I sound stupid. Wait, do I know why this is important? It's important because it shows the change that Cass faces after he gets infected. So he has like the 1,000-yard stare from now on. I think I wrote that. Let me see. He was acting really weird, like really freaking weird, man. That morning, this isn't important. You want eggs? Well, egg. The chickens are sick. I think that's what Gail said. I hope it isn't anything bad. How do I describe this to you? Let me think. Basically, this is Lucy talking and Cass not replying. So I tried to put a little bit of space in between to be like, he's talking and Cass isn't replying, basically. That's what this entire thing is, Lucy talking to himself. Cass is right there at the table, but like he's not responding. We also learn in this chapter that they all sleep in the same room except for two people. So what happens is that my brain blanked. There's three beds in one room. They all sleep in the same room because, like, you know, it's the apocalypse. They just want to like be close to each other. But like, there's 5 people, 3 beds. That doesn't work. So like, there's a pull-out couch, and like every week they do like rock paper scissors, and the 2 losers have to sleep on the pull-out couch. Cass and Xander got the pull-out couch this week, but Zani didn't sleep on the pull-out couch because why did he not sleep? Oh yes, he made Cass stay up really late working on his mask. So he's like, okay, I'll go like squeeze in with Gail or something, and you can have the whole couch to yourself, basically. My throat's starting to hurt. I've been yapping for so long. I'm not gonna lie. This is a nothing burger chapter. I'm not gonna hold you. It's just Lucy talking to himself, and then Cass walking out and leaving. Yeah, basically. And my throat's starting to hurt. Is that what I wanted to talk about? I think so. It's like 30 minutes before I have to end. I have been yapping. Should I end it and like rest so like I don't lose my voice? I feel so bad ending on this chapter, but there's literally nothing else. I might do another stream tomorrow where I talk about this, because I think this is like really fun. This is like Lucy talking about Cass. After Cass dies, this is Lucy's thought. So I might do a stream tomorrow where I talk about that. I might talk about that and then do game dev, maybe. I might game dev. It might be a 2-in-1 stream. I might do like more than one thing in that stream. Yeah. But I think I'm done yapping. My throat hurts. I'm a big baby. My throat hurts. Okay, let me drink some water. The water did not help, guys. The water did not help. I just had a crash, bro. Anyway, it was nice getting to yap about my throat. It was nice getting to yap about this with you guys. Again, tomorrow I'll probably stream and then talk about comforting a fool, Lucy's little thing that he has, and I'll talk more about Cass's death and how he dies. Lucy kills him, by the way, spoiler. But yeah, I might game dev tomorrow. and I'm gonna talk about this. So, oh, I'm gonna post the Pocky thing. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking because my throat really hurts really bad. Bye bye. After this, love you guys. I muted my mic too early. Oh my god. Oh my.